Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video, we are going to do a BTArtbox set of nails, and then I was part of a birthday collab over on Instagram, and the theme was snowflakes. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing over the top of these nails. I really loved how they turned out, so I hope you all enjoy it watching. Now, for the BTArtbox tips today, I'm going to be using the XCOAT French tips in the blue collection. As you can see, you get 5 different shades of blue, and these are the short almond. You might have seen these feature on my channel before in the square shape, but I haven't yet used the almond one, so I was looking forward to applying those. I do love an almond nail. So I'm going to apply them using the solid glue gel, and then we're going to finish with their 2-step system. But let's start off by prepping the natural nails. So I'm going to go in with some sanitizing spray, and I've applied this to a lint-free pad, and I'm just going to give the nails a good clean before we go in and do any prep. Now to prep, I'm going to start off by using my KNS nail tools. These are available at Kiki London, and I do have a discount code which I'll leave in the description box below. So this is their Sophia cuticle tool, and I really love this one because it has a wide and a short end, or a narrow end, so it's great for narrow nail beds as well as wider ones, and I use this to push back all that living tissue that I'm not necessarily wanting to remove. I'm just wanting to push off of the nail plate. Then I go in with their Helsinki cuticle tool. This one's a lot sharper. I did have a little bit of a gel or something stuck to the tip of it there, so I was just quickly removing that. But this one's a lot sharper, so this is great for scraping off any cuticle that has grown up the nail plate that you want to remove, any excess cuticle around the living edge of the living tissue that you want to get off the nail plate. But I'm mainly wanting to remove all that dead cuticle that's growing up the nail plate, and this is great for that. So you do have to be quite gentle with it because, like I mentioned, it's quite sharp, but it's brilliant for removing all that cuticle, because then you're not going to have any issues with your gel not adhering to the nail plate or getting any lift in. I'm then going to go in with their Milan cuticle nippers and just nip off any excess little hangnails, any dead skin that the cuticle tool didn't get rid of. So it might have pushed it up, but it was still attached to the living tissue, so I'm just using my clippers to nip that away. Then I'm going to go back in with the Milan tool and use this just to push back all that skin. So we're pushing back everything to expose as much of that natural nail plate as possible. I'm then going to go in and gently buff the surface of the natural nail to remove the shine. Now I'm doing this because I'm going to apply a base coat underneath my BTArtbox nail tips. This is completely optional. Personally, I've got quite thin natural nails anyway. They're a little bit damaged as usual from I'm constantly on and off taking my nails to create content, and sometimes I can be a little bit impatient and pick at them. So because my nails are on the more weaker thin side, I like to go in with a base coat underneath my BTArtbox nails, but this isn't necessary. So I'm going in and buffing the nail. So I'm doing all the same prep that I would do as if I was doing a gel polish set of nails. So once I had etched the surface with my buffer, I just went in with some primer some dehydrator, which was just alcohol. So I was wiping over the surface with my alcohol to dehydrate the nail plate. You can use either dehydrator or some alcohol on a lint-free pad there. Then I went in with my Kiki London primer because I'm going to be using a Kiki London base coat. So with your primer, you just want to apply it to all of the nails and then leave it to air dry, and then we're going to go in with our base coat. So I'm just putting a thin layer of this base coat. Sometimes underneath the BTArtbox tips I'll go in with my rubber base because it's a little bit thicker, and this does also help if you've got quite flat nail beds. So if you feel as though the BTArtbox nails are too curved for your natural nail and you're having to use a lot of gel to fill in that curve, instead of doing that, you can go in with a rubber base coat and build up a little bit of structure to your natural nail, and then it does make applying the tips a little bit easier. But I'd only really recommend doing that if you had quite flat nail beds. So here I'm just applying a thin coat of my gel polish base to all of the nails, and then once I've done that, I'm going to pop this in to cure for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go in and size up my nail tips. Now ideally it's a lot easier to do this before you apply your base coat, but I've been using these BTArtbox tips for so long now that I do pretty much know which tip for which finger. But it is a little bit, really struggling to get my words out today, is a little bit easier to do this when you've not got the base coat on your nail so that you can press the nail down. But you just want to make sure that it fits nicely from side to side and you're not having to put too much pressure to get it to fit. And then I'm just showing you guys here the lamp. Now I did do one now off camera. This was completely unintentional, but someone had called me and I didn't realize it had cut out my recording. So I had done one now off camera, but we're going to go in and apply the rest of them. So I've got my little Melody Susie lamp to hand. This works as a curing lamp and a regular light, so it's really handy. So I'm going to go in and apply my BTArtbox gel into the tip. Now you want to make sure that you're getting enough in the tip that it's going to run up the nail, your natural nail, as you place this down onto your natural nail. So as you can see, I've placed it down just away from the cuticle area, and then as I'm applying pressure, you can just slightly see that gel working its way down towards the tip. And then with the solid glue gel, it really grabs on to the natural nail plate, so you haven't necessarily got to stress too much about holding it in place. But I'm just getting it into position and then popping it under my light. So I did hold it under there to cure for 30 seconds, and then you can see that has solidly stuck on. But once I have applied them all, I do pop them in my main lamp to cure for another 30 seconds just to make sure everything has fully cured. So same again, I'm applying enough gel that we're going to cover that natural nail bed area, placing it down just away from the tip and pushing up towards the cuticle, and then just sort of positioning that tip into place. I'm applying a bit of pressure here because I just wanted to make sure that that gel eased out towards the sides. There was a slight gap where the gel hadn't made contact with the natural nail, so I was just applying a bit of pressure to make sure that gel flowed out. You want to make sure that the gel underneath is completely covering your entire natural nail so that there's good adhesion. And then I did have a little bit of seepage down at the cuticle area, so I just scraped that off before popping it under to cure again. So I hold it under the little lamp. You can use BTArtbox, do have a little lamp. I featured it in lots of my videos, so you just need to make sure you're holding it under there for 30 seconds. And all of the lamps I use have a 30-second timer anyway, so they automatically turn off after 30 seconds. So you just know that that now has cured solid in place. So you want to repeat this on all of the nails, and then this is what they're going to be looking like. And then as I mentioned, I still pop them in my big lamp just so I know everything's fully cured. Now I did have a little bit of gel where I'd applied some pressure, so I was just wiping over to make sure that it removed the tackiness from them, but I do go in and buff around my cuticles anyway. But first of all, I'm just removing the little tabs using my cuticle nippers from where we've took the nails off the main strip. Then this is where I like to go in with my buffer. This is going to remove any of those tiny amounts of gel that are seeped off around that cuticle area. And then I also love doing this step as well because I feel as though it blends that nail tip in at the cuticle area a little bit more. So you're not necessarily thinning it out, but you're just removing a little bit of the bulk around that cuticle area. And then as the nails grow out, it helps them look a lot more natural. But then it's also going to remove any of that gel that had seeped through, which is annoying. But the more you do the nails, the less you get that happening. But I do just like going in and buffing around the cuticle area for that seamless finish. I then did a buff gently on the tips of the nails as well, where I'd nipped away those little tabs. Just looked a little bit messy. So I'm just neatening that up with my buffer as well. At this point you could come in and shape the nails a little bit more if you wanted to, but I quite like them as they are. So we're now going to jump in to doing some nail art on these, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm using this snowflake stamping plate from Simply Polished, and I wanted to keep this design fairly simple, but I have left the stamping in real time so you can do it along with me. So I'm taking my stamping plate, I'm going to take my stamper and clean it on a lint roller just to make sure there's no dust or anything on the stamper head. And then I'm going to be using this grey stamping polish from Born Pretty, and my scraper is from Miss Lucy UK, who also does some amazing stamping plates. I'm just giving this a good clean before going in and using it so that we get a nice clean scrape. And then I'm going to apply my stamping polish to my plate. I like to cover the entire image, and I'm going to scrape twice to remove that excess. And you can see that the stamping polish polish has filled the image nice and cleanly. We're then going to roll our stamper across the plate, and we've picked up our little snowflake along with a few other excess pieces of image, so I'm going to remove them using my lint roller as well. And then I'm going to just place these snowflakes down in random places on the nails. I wanted some so they were slightly covering the French, and look how cute that looks. I was going to do these snowflakes in white, but I thought grey looked a little bit more subtle and didn't draw too much attention away from the French tips, where I knew that I was going to be overlapping the snowflakes on some of those French tips. So I'm then going to go in and clean my plate with some acetone to remove all of that stamping polish from that first image, and then I'm just going over with a dry lint-free pad to make sure that there's none of the acetone left on the plate, as this will water down your stamping polish. And then we're going to do this second snowflake. I wanted to make sure that each nail had a different snowflake, so we're repeating those same steps throughout to pick up our images. I always just do the exact same steps, and I find that I get a perfect pickup and a perfect stamp every time. I do personally like to remove the excess image off the stamper before placing it down on the nail, but if you are just starting out and finding that you're being a little bit slow and you're not getting a good stamped image by doing it that way, you can just place down whatever you've picked up onto the nail and then remove any excess off the nail using some acetone. But I do just find it a lot easier to get into the habit of removing the excess off the stamper head, because then you've got less cleanup to do. It's a lot easier than having to go in and clean it up off the nail. You will, I don't think it happens in this video, but there might be times when you stamp down a little bit of an image, and actually here, for example, so I stamped down this image and I just wasn't happy with how it looked. So I'm going to go in and wipe it off and then start again. And this happens, this is what I was going to say, you can do the same here. If you've placed down an image and you've got a little bit of another image, or you want to remove a bit, you can very easily do so with either some acetone on a lint-free pad or a little bit of acetone on a nail art brush. So I just wasn't happy with how that snowflake stamped, and because it was quite a simple set, I felt as though it would stand out and it would annoy me. So just get rid of it, wipe it off with some acetone and start again. Now this is why I said, I think it was in my last video, or it might have even been in my Kiki London tutorial, when I'm doing stamping, if I'm doing it over a different piece of nail art, so if we're doing layered nail art, I'll always seal in my nail art and then go in and do my stamping, so that if you do make a mistake and you need to wipe off your stamping, you can wipe off your stamping without taking off whatever you've got underneath. So for example, if you're doing stamping over foils, seal in your foils with a top coat first, then do your stamping. That way, if you have any mistakes in your stamping, you can wipe it off easily without removing whatever you've got underneath. With the BTArtbox tips, I find the tip is quite acetone resistant, so the coloured French, so you can wipe over it with acetone and it doesn't remove it. So that's why I've stamped directly onto the tips. You could come in and do your builder gel layer first and then your stamping, but I like to have my stamping underneath the builder gel layer, so I'm stamping directly on top of those tips. Now on the thumbnail, I wanted to do a full coverage stamped image, and I really loved how this nail turned out. I'm still actually wearing this set. I've had them on a couple of days, and I still think the thumbnail is my favorite now, with all the snowflakes going over that French. It does draw some of the attention away from the French nail, but I just thought it looked super cute. Now when you are stamping down these full cover images, you are more than likely going to get some stamping polish around the skin. So what I like to do is go in and clean up majority of it straight away, just because the quicker you clean it up, the easier it is to remove. So I'm just going in with a round nail art brush and some acetone, but I don't want to mess up any of that stamped image. So some of the stamping polish that's a little bit stubborn to get rid of, or a little bit too close to the nail, I'll just leave that there. So you can see I've got some on my cuticles and some on my sidewalls. I will leave that there and I'll remove it once I've done my top coat. So now that we've got all our nail art finished, we're going to come in and apply our builder gel. This is one of the things that I absolutely love about the BTArtbox system, is that it includes a builder gel layer, and this really enhances the strength of the of the nail tips, and they really make it feel as though you're wearing a full set of builder gel nails or acrylic nails or sculpting gel nails, whichever sort of gel system you're using. They don't make these nails feel like press-on nail tips. They feel as though you've got a built nail, and I think that does help from having the built-in apex in the nail tip, but coming in and adding that extra layer with the builder gel really enhances that. So I'm just painting this on. It is a thicker consistency product, but you don't want to apply it too thickly, if that makes sense. But we're just going over the entire nail, and I love as well with this step that if you are doing any nail art on the nails, you're fully encapsulating that in, not just in your top coat but in your builder gel as well. So it's great if you wanted to add any glitter or anything that's a little bit uneven to the nail. When you come in and apply your builder gel over the top, it's going to encapsulate it in and give it a super smooth finish. Now the builder gel does leave behind a tacky inhibition layer, but then you're going to come in with your no wipe top coat, and that effectively completes the system because this has a no wipe finish. It has a stunning high shine to it as well. I love this top coat, and I really love that it's got quite thin consistency as well, because you've added your thickness and your strength with your builder gel, so you don't need any other thicker consistency. So this goes on, it's nice and thin, it just gives you that beautiful high shine. So once I've applied this to all of the nails, just making sure here that my sidewalls were nice and neat. I do like to cap the free edge as well. I'm then going to pop this in to cure for 60 seconds, and I loved how these turned out. They're so wintry. I feel as though they're perfect for December if you don't want a Christmas set of nails. I'm then going to come in and finish off with my Kiki London cuticle oil, just giving this a good massage into the skin. Off camera, before applying this cuticle oil, I did clean up the rest of that excess stamping polish, but I'm just giving this a really good rub in, and then I do just remove some of the excess cuticle that is on the surface of the nails with some micellar water before taking any pictures, just so the pictures don't look too oily but the skin still looks nice and soft. So I really hope you all enjoyed watching today's video. I do have a discount code if you would like to purchase your own BTArtbox nail tips. I love these if you are looking for a quick and easy DIY set of nails, so I will leave that discount code in the description box below. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, let me know how you all are. Are you excited for Christmas? I can't believe it's already December. It just feels mad. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.